Esters are carboxylic acid derivatives formed in the reaction of organic acids with alcohols. The nomenclature is a bit trickier with esters. We're going to name the alkyl group attached to the singly bonded oxygen first. Then we're going to name the other fragment over here and change its name to OH. So here's a couple examples of some esters. When we name these, in the first example, we're going to name this group first, and that's an ethyl group. Then we're going to name the other fragment, which is a 4-carbon chain. So that's bute. And then the suffix is OH. So ethyl butanoate. In the second example, we're going to name this fragment first because it's attached to the singly bonded oxygen. So that would be butyl. Then we're going to name this fragment eth, and the suffix is OH. So butyl ethanoate. Amines are organic derivatives of ammonia, where one or more R groups are substituted for the H atoms. Just like we had with alcohols, there are primary, secondary, and tertiary amines. Primary amines have one R group bonded to the nitrogen. For example, this is a primary amine. This would be called ethanamine because it's a 2-carbon chain. Secondary amines have 2 R groups bonded to the nitrogen. Here's an example of a secondary amine. These groups right here are benzene groups, but when they're a substituent, they're called phenyl. So this compound would be called N,N-diphenyl amine. And the N's indicate that the phenols are bonded to the nitrogen. Tertiary amines have 3 R groups bonded to the nitrogen. Here's an example down here. These are the substituent groups. The longest chain gets the suffix. So the longest chain is a 3-carbon chain, and that gets the suffix. So my substituents are methyl and ethyl. And we're going to list those alphabetically. So we're going to say N-ethyl, N-methyl. That will take care of the substituents. And then the longest chain is prop. So propanamine. N-ethyl, N-methyl, propanamine. So when you name amines, the longest chain gets the suffix. Let's look at a couple more examples of some amines. This first example, longest chain is right here. That gets the suffix. So I have 2 substituent groups. Those are methyl groups. They're both bonded to the nitrogen. So I would say NN dimethyl. That will take care of these 2 groups here. Longest chain is a 5-carbon chain, which is pentamine. Longest chain gets the suffix. In the second example, the longest chain is a 3-carbon chain, so that's going to get the suffix. I have a substituent on the nitrogen, so I would say N, the substituent is ethyl, N-ethyl, and a 3-carbon chain is propanamine. So amines are derivatives of NH3. Next functional group, amides. Amides are formed by the reaction of acids or esters with amines. Amides have the nitrogen, but they also have the carbonyl group, the double bond O. I can take a carboxylic acid, reacting it with an amine to produce an amide. And I boxed in the other product, which in this case is water. Or I can take an ester reacting with an amine to get an amide. And I boxed in the other product in this example, which is an alcohol. Nomenclature for amides: you find the longest chain containing the amide group, which is the double bond O, and change the suffix to amide. So in this first example, longest chain containing the amide group is a 2-carbon chain, and we have a substituent over here. So we're going to name the substituent first N-methyl, and then the 2-carbon chain is eth and amide. And the suffix amide takes care of the nitrogen plus the double bond O to the carbon. In the second example, carbon 1 is right here, so this is a 4-carbon chain with 2 substituents on the nitrogen. You have a propyl and you have a methyl. We're going to list these substituents alphabetically, so it's going to be N-methyl, N-propyl, and then a 4-carbon chain is but and amide. So N-methyl, N-propyl, butanamide.